Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again. Almost daily, but always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served out plainly. Your dose of wit, it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
Hello, and welcome to another Stephen Allen Almost Daily. Stephen Allen still doesn't have any work in the daytime is the subtitle of this. You can get involved, whether it be on the comment section, on the live stream. I suppose if you're listening to the audio only after the event podcast, you know, like podcasts are, then you can also get involved. Send yourself a message. Why do you have to get me involved? Or you could, of course, find me on social media at Mr. Stephen Allen. Speaking of which, we kick off today with a Facebook message. In general, I say you can find me on social media. The username is at Mr. Stephen Allen, and that remains true of X, Threads, Blue Sky, Truth Social, Getter, Instagram, TikTok. There's probably others. That weird one that tried to take over from Twitter, Montesaurus, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, the thesaurus one, whatever that is. I'm on there as well. But on Facebook, no, that's not how you can find me at all. I have no idea why I messed that one up. But Anders sent me a lovely message, and it really was nice. It was so nice. I'm not going to read it out word for word, because sometimes people just reading out praise about themselves comes across as a bit up their own. Plus also, if I don't read it out word for word, your imagination might be imagining even better praise. So it's win-win, really. There's no downside to this. You can get involved in the chat as well if you want to send loads of praise. That would also be quite welcome. We're back with if you're watching the live stream, you can enjoy the side camera view as well. We've got everything up and running today. The Windows update already done, already sorted. Everything should work. I've even tried to change the way in which the jingle from going inside the papers plays. So maybe it won't lag in the middle. Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? Let's do the front pages, should we? We start with automatic rights for refugees to be scrapped. This is the big news of the day, and it makes quite a lot of sense. They're trying to say that, if you come to the UK legally, you can't automatically bring your whole family with you. So why should you be able to do so if you came here illegally and then got asylum status? Wow, imagine someone making sense about migration. It'll never catch on. If you want to see a clip of me, in fact, I should try and trim one down, but on GB News last night, we very much covered this. And I said it was a racist plan. And then went, oh, wait a minute, it's a Labour one. Obvious joke, but that's the kind of stuff I do, isn't it? The midlife sexual attention seeker, how to spot one. Flip that, how to find one. Don't tell me, give me an app. The Times, if you know their addresses, why are you doing this? Some websites say they are local in my area. Britain blows £1 billion on turning off turbines at high winds. I think we actually had this in the newspaper section. But it's thoroughly ridiculous, isn't it, that we have the ability now to produce so much electricity via wind that when it's windy, we can't handle all the electricity. So we have to turn them off and then pay them compensation for bothering their time. And two things bother me about this. Don't spend all of your time going, oh, we're going to be carbon neutral by a ridiculously close time, when we don't even have the wires. We haven't even laid cable correctly, which I know is a euphemism for a poo. No, even that still somehow works. But don't have this set up so you can be all virtue signaling about how quickly you're going to hit net zero and then just not have the wires sorted. Get that done. But also, these farmer people who have the land with the wind turbines on or whatever, they get paid compensation for not making electricity. Well, I've not made electricity. Where's my compensation? Finally sorted out my pension problem. Before we move on, Judel says, what now, a midlife what? A midlife sexual. I have to say it like that because on YouTube, if you say like the proper words, then it flags you as being all... And there's a joke later on where I'm talking about the only flans page, and my plan is to say flans so I don't get... not demonetized, I'm not monetized, but you know what I mean? I don't want to be flagged as a wrong un. Also, so Joodles is here. What, a midlife, sexual attention seeker. Nothing wrong with that. It's like the New Seekers, but a bit different. Proper Meme says, we had an amazing summer in Cornwall this year. I love CO2 and climate change. Okay. It's a bold move for someone who's near the coast. If sea levels do rise, well, as long as they only rise a bit, no one minds wet ankles, do they? You know what I mean? Proper Meme says, I have to praise you like I should. Another Fatboy Slim reference. I'm going to have to pay PRS. He keeps getting so many mentions in the comments. Proper Memes, I'm not calling it that. That's another word for OnlyFans. I'm not calling it that. Which is weird, because the word fans can also mean, like, ceiling fans, can't it? They shouldn't really be upset at me talking about that. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. Can we even zoom in on it? Yeah, not quite. The lady with the monkeys. Oh, she passed away. Jane Goodall. It's interesting, isn't it, that what she did with those monkeys was amazing and educational, and it really moved on the way in which we connect to nature that we'd never be near. But also, if you do that with people, they get upset about it. Oh, yeah, you can spend your life filming from a distance monkeys. I don't know, apparently that's all good. You try it once, and you're banned from that Tesco. Daily Mail goes with picture exclusive as Nicole is seen for first time since Split. The secrets of her divorce papers are revealed. Oh, stop picking. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Keith Urban, if you've managed to get yourself a Nicole Kidman, well done to you. Plus, also, apparently they were living separate lives for the last 3 years. If you get your own space and you're married to Nicole Kidman, if you get your own bed so you can starfish, the superior lying position, and also you're married to Nicole Kidman, I don't know, it feels like a win-win. Baroness Bra told Handback £122 million. More on that later. Stripper of a title. Here we go. More on that now. The Mirror saying, it's not really a punishment, is it? I can't help but think if the punishment you get is, oh, you can't be a baroness anymore. Maybe it's just because I don't move in those circles where having that kind of status means anything. But, oh, this made-up title. We did the maths last night, and you get paid £361 a day if you if you turn up to the House of Lords. So to repay the £122 million, she'd just have to do that every day for 925 years. It might live forever. You never know. She's in good nick. Speaking of which, front page of the Daily Star. Pay back the money, Mr. Mone. Wow, that surgery's good. Oh, no, I see. So between the two of them, her and the husband, I don't want to get into the legal details. Somehow she sold some kit that didn't look good, some gowns. And as you can see from that picture, she's not an expert on gowns. She was more focused on the undergownment. But I also think we shouldn't have too much sympathy, and I don't think you do. No one who looks like that's going to go homeless, are they? You know what I mean? So you're absolutely fine. Let's see what's happening in the comment section. Let's have a look. Proper Meme says, we're up on a hill. I'd stop coming up with other phrases for OnlyFans, because it's just... I'm sure the algorithm's going to look through the chat section and be like, what was this guy talking about? And there's that picture that we've just had up on the screen. That's not going to happen. That's how she could repay the money. OnlyFans. She could do that. PPE, more like PP. I'm not going to do that joke. So Baroness Bra will need a lot of support after paying the fines. That's the thing, she won't even pay the fines. It would be the company that pays the fines anyway, and apparently it's already in administration. This is what should bother us about people with money. Whenever things go wrong, it's gone bankrupt. It was a limited company, and all the responsibility is limited to that thing that I've set up. Steve's Lonely Flans. There you go, Proper Memes. That's what I should be doing. Cooking for one, eating for depression channel. That's more eating chocolate in the car after a gig, but you don't want to get into the details. Soon there will be a Rainers only Ange. Oof. I'll pay a stamp duty for if it stops her doing that. Oof. Right, front pages all done and dusted. Keep the comments coming through on the live stream. Let's see what's inside the news. Let's see if the jingle works.
Let's get inside the news.
I've done it. It worked. The technology is actually happening. Thank you for people sending me clips on social media of Lewis Shaver having some interesting technical times. You have made me feel better about the technical challenge that I'm up against. Because there's only me working on this show. Feels like too much of a big word for it, and it's only 4 letters. But basically, I have to run everything off of the numbers section, put number lock on, and then go to town with 9 different keys over here. and remember which one does what. And I need to remember, a lot of things are happening. So thank you for showing me it's it's not been going right for other people. Proper Meme says, show us the news desk. Oh, there it is. This desk, bought from IKEA Wembley in probably like 2003, I think, when I was living with my partner at the time in West Hampstead. Look at it. It's a wood, and that's about it. There we go. That's all I know of the different woods. I mean, it's clearly not going to be oak, is it? On the underside, it's papier-mâché. So the top, I imagine, is some sort of thin panel thing. But we can start with, let's go with this one. Chore the one I want. Busy Brits saving time by combining dating with life admin in a trend known as choremance. So romance and chore, which is interesting because I also realised that words like necromance, what's that a combination between? All right. So single folk are sizing up potential partners by doing their weekly shop together, walking the dog or going to the gym. It's one of the trends identified by dating website Plenty of Fish. I've worked with Olga. She gets everywhere, doesn't she? I especially love the idea of choremancing, merging my love life with my to-do list is a game changer. Well, we're not really landing a joke there, but I mean, surely just putting people on your to-do list is romantic enough, isn't it? It's a bit too on the nose. Put you on my to-do list. Do you later. Tick. Imagine that afterwards. Instead of rolling over and lighting a cigarette. Tick. Right. Who's next? But this, I don't want to be cynical. It's just getting people to carry things for you, isn't it? Doing your weekly shop with your date. I'm not falling for that. It's, can you help me with this to the car? Just mainly lifting. Have you ever thought about just like getting a cleaner? Because they all turn up naked as well. I think you can basically get what you want that way. Judel says, we're all doomed. The species is done, isn't it? But in some ways, and this is a positive podcast, don't you feel quite happy that you were here to see the end of civilization? Oh, it'd be so annoying if you were like a generation before and you didn't get to see, the big end, which I believe is something you could pay extra for if you're getting your cleaning done. Jingle Glory says Chris Hood. Yeah, the jingles are working. Missing that pale veneer background. It's a good one, isn't it? Obedient husbands are also called choremans. Dear me, life. The weekly shop can be quite revealing, I guess. That's the thing as well. You wouldn't buy your embarrassing items on your weekly shop when it's a date. What should we do on a date? I don't know, let's go to Aldi. And then, go, oh, it's really nice to meet you. I just stay there. Where's the pile cream? No one would be doing that. Hey up, Kermit. Is Kermit in the thing? Oh, yeah. Hi-ho, Kermit. So the weekly... Oh, at Kermit. Is that how it works? They're having a chat between each other. Oh, this is almost related to the problem we talked before about net zero and having to turn off the wires because we've got too much wind, too much electricity. Ed vow to ban fracking. I don't know if you saw the speech by Ed Miliband, but he said he will send this bunch of frackers packing and he said it twice we've got to get rid of the fracking, send a bunch of frackers packing. It feels like he was giving himself a dare to the kind of thing that if you say it wrong, you never work again. Do you know what I mean? I've done live broadcasts before and started talking about I'm not the pheasant plucker, I'm the pheasant plucker's son. I'm only plucking pheasants till the pheasant plucker comes. You do it, and it's like a high wire act of broadcasting. That's what he's doing, isn't it? Sack these fracking packers. And we were talking about this last night. The trickiest one for me was when I used to work on BBC Radio Kent. Every year, in the late summer, I think it is, the Kent County Show would take place in the Kent County Showground. It was organised by the Kent County Council, and some years you'd then do that and then do an interview with Jeremy Hunt. And between the two of them, no one stood a chance. How did I still manage to work there? Amazing. Got to go big screen on this one. Ban sunbeds to cut cancer rate. Sunbeds should be banned to cut rates of skin cancer, doctors say. They claim the under-regulated industry is aggressively marketing a harmful product to vulnerable people. Vulnerable is a bit of a stretch, isn't it? I mean, do they market it to vulnerable people? Do Is there a ramp? Is this what it's about? A lot of ramps going up there. I've never been to a sunbed because I don't really care. I'm aware I don't do a lot with my appearance because there is only so much one can polish a turd. Although on social media, if you like an enjoyable journey, have a look at some of the recent pictures I posted. One about me doing a gig in Wimbledon, and I searched for me and the name of the comedy club, and there was a picture of me from like 2022. And wow, I didn't realize how different I looked as we were emerging from lockdown. Turns out, on stage, I've been telling stories about what I got up to in lockdown, and I was wrong. What I was doing in lockdown was eating. So enjoy that picture. My face was so fat, my eyes didn't really make a mark on it. It was bizarre. And then I posted a more recent one just so you can see the contrast. So enjoy that. But that's me being all vain. I've often thought, I don't want a tan. I don't think I'm going to look better by having a tan. I wish they'd do a thing where you could go in there and they just cover your face and maybe your arms. I just want something to level off the fact that when I take my shirt off, it's been obvious I've had a shirt on. Do you know what I mean? Where everything is white. There's a little bit of a V goes there and then boom, white. And from there, boom, white. This one's worse now as well because the only tan I get is when I go running. And that's where I wear my little strap to hold my phone. So I've got uneven. Can they do that for me? Is that too much to ask? Just do the bits. If you own a tanning bed salon thing and you're watching this show, do that as a service. Corrective white bit fixing. Seems difficult to say that. If you can't say that, get Ed Miliband to do it. He can talk about fudging the Packers or whatever he said. Steve's lockdown only flans. It wasn't just flans. I also got through cakes, a lot of sandwiches by the looks of it. And Hi Hokum, it says, talking about Elon encouraging violence when PM literally... We're getting in. Hang on, I better pre-read this one. Yep, it's a good point. I don't want to say things out loud that get me flagged on this thing. Speaking of which, let's make our way through this story without using words that flag an algorithm. DJ Mark Ronson now books appointments with his acupuncturist instead of dialing his flug dealer, his flan dealer. After DJing because the job has given him a bad back. Either way, make sure you're using clean needles. It's the second time I've had a needles joke as a pun that I will probably use as a clip. £1 billion. Oh, that's the one I said we had. It fit the zoom in so well as well. What a shame. Oh, this is interesting. Remember that face. Actress Bryony. She's an actress and her name's Bryony. It's well labelled. Bot has nicked my face. Well, you want to be careful. By nick, do you mean a small cut? And whose bot was on your face? Because if someone's putting their bot on your face, trim the nails first? I'm not sure. Let's read on. It feels like I've not fully understood this story. A British actress says her image was stolen to create Hollywood's first AI superstar. Bryony Monroe believes her face was used in the making of a controversial bot, Tilly Norwood. Oh, we talked about this on the podcast before. We've been doing this for long enough now. We've actually genuinely covered stories. We've learned things. Never thought that would happen. Whose film festival appearance left real stars livid. Oh, they're livid. So this 28-year-old lady who's starring in The Slave and the General. I'm sure I'll get that downloaded somewhere. She's been supported by Equity and she thinks they've nicked her face. Maybe this is the case, and obviously we'll find out. But there's also a chance that you just look a bit generic. And I'm saying this as someone, I got no moral high ground. I've got a very standard face as well. But I'm just saying, if you look a bit like what AI comes up with when they're like, give me an actress. I think at the time we talked about you don't want a general average face. All the big famous actors and actresses, you want something that stands out a little bit. And I don't think AI will give you that. So sorry, Bryony Monroe. Let's have a look at your face again. I don't know. And look, again, I'm not being harsh because most times there's an e-fit of some bloke who's done something really bad. It's a bit like me, right? They've not much hair, bit of a beard, middle-aged guy. And I'm not going around suing the police saying your e-fit has nicked my likeness. I just realise I look like a criminal. Should I do a vid of Steve doing naughty jokes by cloning his voice? Probably not. I'll do them for less. I don't know how cheap it is for you to use your technology. I'm probably cheaper. Got the time on my hands. Botface Gate Joodle says split a laugh. Don't do a split a laugh where you've got someone's butt on your face. You'd inflate them like a balloon. They go around the room like you just burst them. Sorry. Not that I'm speaking from experience. Where's this one going? Rings of, and it's Dom Jolly. This is Dom Jolly. Rings of Struth for Dom. I really struggle to understand many headlines these days. Dom Jolly says his favourite sandwich is raw onion rings, cheese, and ketchup on French baguette. Okay. Oh, did anyone ask? Were you okay getting through life without knowing what Dom Jolly's favourite sandwich was? Because then I'd coped. I also don't think it's a good sandwich. Raw onion? Then you're going to walk around stinking of onion, and all you've had out of it is a cheese and onion sandwich. Not even a good sandwich. No, he's right. It is a good topic. Hello, I had one joke in the 90s, but he made that joke work more than me, proper memes. He now is the level of fame where actual national newspapers will write about what his favourite sandwich is. Wow. I've never got my sandwich selections into national newspapers. Oh, here we go. What's this one? I love this story. They very much did a great headline on this. The struggle to fill column inches is real, says Joodles. Ask me about my sandwiches then. The newspapers could ask me about anything. I'd do all that stuff. Didn't he go to school with Bin Lala? Is that well edited so I don't get flagged? Thank you. Here we go. This is Reese Witherspoon. And I'll give you the... Hang on, give you the story. Reese Witherspoon fell in love with PG Tips while filming in the UK. And I just love... This is a good headline. Reese T with a spoon. Thank you. No, well done. I don't know why I'm saying thank you. It's them. Reese Witherspoon fell in love with PG Tips while filming in the UK. The Hollywood star, 49, said that that's all she was offered on set was a brew and biscuits. So she became obsessed with the tea. I don't believe you. You're saying you work in the media, the arts, the broadcast media, the film industry, and you've only been offered tea. I think you've been offered, and again, I don't know what word I can use on YouTube without being flagged as talking about chlocaine. I think you may have been offered chlocaine. That tends to be offered to people in the media more than PG Tips. And if you said you were offered that and became hooked, I'd believe you. But PG Tips, is that the new euphemism for chlocaine? Oh, Emsicle's here saying the meal deal is where you find out most about a person. So take your date to the supermarket and see what they choose. So if you go to the supermarket and let's do a meal deal, go for a sandwich, which sandwich are you going to pick? And they pick raw onion rings, cheese on French baguette. They're Dom Jolly. And then you probably don't want to finish the date. No, because who wants to be in a long-term relationship with Dom Jolly? Because every time you call, I just need to give him a call. Oh, no, he's doing the bit. He's on his phone. He's doing the bit. Proper meme says just the tip. I don't know which story you're talking about from that one in. Isn't it worrying that most of the news I find for you, that would be an appropriate comment? They should have taken her to Weatherspoon's meme there somewhere. Yeah, exactly. It's got it going on. A new dinner date show for Channel 4. Meal deal date. I would go on it. Of course I would. Festive biscuit pick. Chocolate fans can put their first ever penguin selection box on their Christmas list. It will contain 6 biscuits, bars, and jokes. Here's a joke. You just spent money on a selection box. Which is, it's just a pack, isn't it? Surely a pack of penguins are effectively a selection box, but just in a normal pack. Let me guess. I'm just going to guess what's in the selection box, other than the jokes. Red ones, blue ones, green ones. Did they ever do yellow ones? I think they did eventually, didn't they? Yeah. Makers McVitie's is also putting a festive spin on their pretzels. Great, thanks. I'd rather hear about Dom Jolly sandwiches. It's coating them in a gingerbread flavoured layer. Can you read this bit? Which promises to be the perfect balance of sweetness and salty crunch. From what I promised that on when we were doing one of those dates. How can you have, they all taste the same. It's not a selection box, is it? Because I'm right about this, that all the different coloured wrappers, they're still the same biscuit inside. So a selection box, you have the illusion of selection. Oh, I'll pick one of these. But what you end up with is the same product at the end. And therein is the greatest metaphor for our political system. Oh, people thought it was all just the tip jokes. Oh, satire. Yeah? Why is he just talking about penguin bars? Because there's a thing about politics in there. Do you feel that newspapers are worth it these days, says Joodles. That's a darn good point. They're £1.20 for me to slice one up and do this. I certainly do not earn £1.20 from each live stream. So, in answer to your question, no. I'm definitely making a loss. Even on the days when I only buy one newspaper, I'm making a loss. Yeah, okay. Now you've asked that question, I'm not sure we're doing any more of these. I have to find a way of using the websites, because you're right. Proper Meme says, Steve single-handedly keeps the newspapers in business with his podcast. Yeah, I keep them in business and biscuits. I don't keep me in anything, do I? Scar, but that's short for Scarlet. I'm not sure it is. I'd go back on box. This is the big news that Scarlett Moffat has teased a possible return to Gogglebox. So anyway, Dom Jolly sandwich. The £1.20. I'm not getting it so far, am I? Hi Ho Kermit says, can you just print them off like GB? Or is the printer more costly? Good point. I do have a laser printer in my shed studio, so I suppose it would be cheaper than using ink, the inkjet ones, but I don't know. A lot of faff. Storm Amy is set to batter Britain with 80-mile-an-hour gales and downpours this weekend. And I always like to talk about this, the research that happened years and years ago, saying that this is why I don't think we should name storms. Research came out saying that people are less afraid of storms named after women than men. Dumb, because it's just a name we give to the storm. Do you think the storms are actually different? You think they know what their names are? You think this is about their gender and pronouns? They're storms, you idiot. So whoever answered that kind of question, good luck to you. Run face first into it. Why don't you, if you think female storms are less scary, take an umbrella out there, just attach yourself to a bit of copper, and, go and see what happens. But also, of course not. Have you ever met women? Of course they can be more deadly. What? I've got some exes I could introduce you to. But also, if you think that female names will make storms somehow less threatening, what do you think the word gale means? People, man. People. Amy, how are we back at A's? It's October. Do they restart? Isn't it also, for some reason, we've got this weird system where we're flipping between your Anglo names and your Irish and your Celtic names. And I'm never a fan of a name that I don't know how to pronounce when I have to broadcast it, but also if I'm trying to shout to someone, get out of the way, it's Storm Siaban, Sibihun. Yeah, they're gone by the time you can actually pronounce it. We're back at the Schaefer selection of the show. We're just having a go at women. No. This is stuff he'd never touch. Tomato has been dethroned by chicken as the most loved soup. Tell me more. I am fundamentally a local radio DJ. That is my career. Yes, I do stand-up. Yes, I appear on the odd bit of telly giving my opinion about the news. Before I did all of that, I was a local radio DJ. From 102.7 Mercury FM to Wiltshire's GWR FM through to Heartbeat FM. It's the same voice I did. That's not true. I sounded like that on Mercury and I did different voices for different ones. I've been on BBC Radio Kent. Where else have I had shows? Oh, Time FM, of course, until recently. So basically, I'm a local radio DJ, right? You give me a survey about people's favourite soups. Oh, I'm in heaven. Oh, I could do this all day. Right, so tomato been dethroned, which is a shame. It's a good soup. And also then you can do a sidebar of cream of tomato. You get a lot of that. How do you cream a tomato? And that's the kind of thing you can find out on my OnlyFans, but not right here. A survey showed that Brits love a bowl of soup, but long-standing favourite tomato is no longer on number one. Cream of chicken. How do you cream a chicken? Actually, I can guess how you cream a chicken. is now the nation's top broth. And yesterday is the date when we consider the soup season to begin. Bear that in mind because it comes in useful when we do the list. So, the top 10 flavors of soup. Ding, 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 not half bait. It at number 10, it's cauliflower. Cauliflower? If cauliflower makes it into the top 10 of soups, that means there are only 10 soups, doesn't it? Cauliflower soup is the kind of stuff you had to cram down your face when you were on that cauliflower diet. Literally, it tastes so bad, it makes you lose weight. Given a choice between just having cauliflower soup, oh no, it's the cabbage diet. Oh well, same rubbish. So I can't tell the difference between a cauliflower and a cabbage, if I'm brutally honest. In at number 9, not half it's a mixed bean. I don't really know what that means either. And I've not heard of a lot of people having a mixed bean soup. Is it a thing? Number 8, minestrone. Finally, one that I've actually heard of. Hi-ho Kermit says, g'day soup pickers, not half. Number 7, broccoli and Stilton. I'll give you that one. That's all right. Bit of a niche flavour, but no, fair enough. Number 6, cream of mushroom. How do you cream a mushroom? Imagine the small... I think there's a Donald Trump joke in there somewhere. Number 5, winter vegetable. Vegetable? I understand that. Winter vegetable, but we heard that there's only... this is the start of soup season. The only season you eat soups is vegetable. No. The only season you eat soups in is winter. So there are no... Also, what would a summer vegetable soup be? A salad, you idiot. What do you do? So, that's nonsense. This survey was done by boffin broth botherers. Yes, you're right. It gets even worse. Number 4, chicken and veg. Number 1, chicken. What? There are clearly only 9 soups. Number 3, beef and veg. And number 2, tomato. Number 1, chicken. So I'm not sure what we learnt by that, but we didn't. That's what we've learnt from that. That in the newspaper got more space than all of the actual news. And because I'm a local radio DJ, I could talk about it all day. Not half baked soup pickers. So thank you we've basically done. Thank you for all of the comments and whatever that we got through. You can let's have a look what's in the comments before we head out. Just don't let the Irish name. Any. Well, I think they already agree the names, don't they? For some reason, they do this thing where they have an A to Z list of names, or they don't do Q's or something. They give themselves an easy ride of it. And then they alternate between men and women, because you've got to be fair. Why are we naming storms? It's an American thing. And it's not as if they've really sorted out society. Why are we copying them? Tomato and basil soup didn't even make the list. And you think, well, basically, it's under the category of tomato soup. How can it be when chicken and veg are separate? Something's not right. Big soup money is getting to us. I howled at that Siobhan part, says Joodles. It's not my fault it's spelled like that, is it? Hell hath no fury like a woman's storm. Hi-ho, Kermit, thank you. Chicken soup is a fresh broth of air in the lunch market, says Proper Memes. Guinness is number 11. It's almost a soup, isn't it? I'll give you that one. And so what about gazpacho? You're right. Didn't even make the top 10. And yet cabbage did, or cauliflower. Cauliflower soup. How is that just not vegetable soup? That could be a summer soup. Isn't Thursday unwrapping a thing day? Oh, no, but I did think I can do energy drink of the day. I realise the podcast has already gone on too long, 34 minutes. We can do energy drink of the day, not as a feature. I've actually got an energy drink, so I want to take some of my vitamins, and I've got a lot to do. So, hang on, energy drink of the day. It's not loaded up on a key.
Energy drink of the day. Keeps the yawns and the slumps away. Crack the can, hear it fizz and spray. Wake me up, take me away.
This one. I put myself out of breath doing that. I don't know why I held my breath for that. As if you're going to be put off by the breathing. This one is virtual clean energy. Apparently you can get this in wind farm flavour. No. Virtue. I'm signalling my virtue right there. Look at that autofocus. Virtue clean energy. Yerba mate. Yerba mate. I'm not incredibly sure if that's not an accent. Am I allowed to use that one? Yeah. All right. Good day. And get me face out of it. Natural caffeine as opposed to the other one. All caffeine's natural. No one's bothered making it in labs. We can get it out of a bean. It is 0 grams, 0 sugar, 0 calories. And yet somehow it's strawberry and lime flavour. I'm not incredibly sure. I'll tell you what. The strawberry and lime, the caffeine might be natural, but if there's 0 calories in this thing, the strawberry and lime ain't. Should we see? Even before we got too close to it. That is... Wow. The smell? I think I've unleashed Mum Ra. What? I'm getting no strawberry. I'm getting some lime. In the same kind of lime that you might descale something with. 0 energy. Yeah, I might end up with that as well if I don't drink it. Adrian joins in as well. Adrian, where were you earlier? 0 sugar, 0 flavour. It is. But it's a lot of smell. If you want an energy drink, you can sniff. Virtue. Oh, there you go. I get to now enjoy supping some virtue. I'm not really sure where that's going to go. Do all energy drinks smell of vomit? No, actually not this one. This is, it is very much cleaning product. I get the feeling if I can't finish this, I could really sort out the chrome stuff around my sinks. Do you get an afternoon crash from these so early in the day? It says, hi-ho, Kermit. No. I have so many energy drinks, plus also my creatine powder's got caffeine in it. I start the day with a double espresso. And then that gives me just enough energy to have a second double espresso. Then, a little bit later on, I'll start to flag, so I'll have an energy drink. And then later on, when I go for a run, I'll take my creatine, which I always call it a cretin around the house, and that's got caffeine in it as well. And then I go on my run, and my little heart monitor thing says, hi, heart alert, consider slowing down. I'm like, yeah, it makes a good point. I'll give you that. I don't go for my lunch break till 12. Well, you could have eaten the food while we started at 12. And then the proper meme says, did your car pass the MOT? No, it didn't. Have a guess what's the problem with the car that means it did not pass its MOT. Yes, PM, great question. Mine's in the MOT today. It says, hi, Kermit. It's the time of year, isn't it? The headlight. Remember the headlight that I tried to fix and somehow it had gone weird? The bulb wasn't fitting properly, so it was arcing and it had melted the plastic. So I wanted to replace the plastic connector thing. And I did it really well. And I swapped out all the wiring and it worked. And then I put the bulb in the actual headlamp. And this weird thing was happening where now it's passing voltage through both the main beam and the full beam. Couldn't work. It can't be my wiring because it did work and I didn't change the wiring. So anyway, I thought, and they could sort it out. And they gave me a call saying, we've got no idea what's going on here. It's baffled them. You'll have to get an expert to look at it. So it's not past its MOT. So now I need to get an electrical expert to come around and sort out the headlight on my car that costs less than I have spent on these podcasts if I do these podcasts for a year. God, that's terrifying, isn't it? £1.20 every podcast means if I do 200 podcasts, I suppose, I don't know, I'm only doing 3 times a week. But if I do 200 podcasts, I've spent more paying for newspapers on this podcast than that car's worth. Thankfully, I've got a proper car. But that car, I've got a bigger one for the family. I'm not driving my kids around in a car that's worth 200 quid, but I am driving me around in a car that's worth 200 quid. I wouldn't buy it off me if I were you. It's done nearly 230,000 miles. And it's more of a pet project just running that thing into the ground. But I might have killed it. Auto electricians ain't cheap. Yep, this is what I'm finding out. So, do you still have all your fingers? Because of the car or because of... my Virtue energy drink isn't going to make any of my fingers... That's not going to work if you are... if you're listening to the audio version. That was a weird moment. Listen, I think I'm done. Chris says, check your Ko-fi. I'm going to go and check my Ko-fi. Chris, have you given me a deposit? Though I think we're about done. Thank you very much. Yes, if you'd be so kind as to fund my having a car that's barely worth it, you can head over to kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Subscribe. There is no chance of me doing any more on Substack today. I got a voiceover to do for some healthcare thing. So I'm going to do that later on. We'll do another one of these tomorrow, hopefully, at 12. I promise to keep them short, but I do enjoy waffling. Hi-Ho Kermit says, mine's done about 170k. What, your Ko-fi? I could do with a bit of that. But gigs and plugs. Good point. Where am I gigging? What am I doing? Or are you saying this is the part of the show where I do the plugs and I literally am talking about a connector for an H4 headlamp, which is a plug? I am gigging this weekend. I am... Let's have a look. So I'm not doing anything tonight. Tomorrow, I'm in Vauxhall. There's a Vauxhall comedy thing. Vauxhall Gardens, something. I'm headlining that little bad boy. And then I stay over in a hotel. You don't need to know where. Because Saturday morning, I'm on talk with whoever's presenting Talk Breakfast. Should be Alex, might be Mark, you never know. So I'll be in there. Definitely still wearing that red check shirt. It's the only one I've got that fits. Have a look at my social media to see why I don't have many shirts that fit. I keep talking about this, and no one seems to believe me. Look at the two pictures, one of the Crack Comedy one and one of the GB News one. Saturday, and then no gigs because I'm off somewhere. But next time, back on GB News on Wednesday, night at 11 to review some newspapers. Oh, my days, my stand-up career's absolutely died. No, Saturday the 11th, Wimbledon. And that's all you need for now. So thank you very much for watching, whatever you'd call this thing. Maybe use that to drive instead, says Hi-Ho Kermit. And Almost Daily is not a podcast, not a stand-up show. It's a sit-down show. It's barely even a show, isn't it? I realise that. We've gone off the rails in some ways, but I'm kind of enjoying it. Meanwhile, if you'd like to buy some Virtue Energy, got some more in that shelf over there in the shed, so we could get that sorted. That's actually not a bad idea. If I'm not getting sponsored, why don't I just flog stuff? I'll go and think about that, but meanwhile, you enjoy yourself, and until next time...